Yeah, we are live. You are live. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to the Christmas episode 204 of Tall Boy Radio. We're pleased to have you. We love Christmas here. We love it. We love it. We love it. Don't we, Gazza?
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. If there's one time of the year that Adam is fantastically happier than he ever is at any other time of the year, it's Christmas time. So, yeah, I love being around Adam this time of the year because he literally is the biggest kid in the world. So he loves Christmas. I love watching him love Christmas. So can't wait to see where this episode goes.
Indeed, indeed. I do love Christmas. Truly blessed is he who keeps a little bit of Christmas in his heart every day. And speaking of that, is the Grinch. Dave?
Well, all my love of Christmas, I donated to Adam a long time ago. So he's got my share.
I have it.
In seriousness, I love the Christmas period once work finishes for that couple of weeks, family, friends, games, just chilling out. I love that. The whole Christmas tree decoration, songs, carols, and all of that stuff. No, Adam, keep it, mate.
Fair enough. Now, normally we don't talk about what beer we're drinking, but this week I will tell you I am drinking the Turning Point Pulpatine, which, if you remember back, was shared with us last year, or we were told about it last year by Della and Liam when they were on the podcast. So I'm drinking this one to Liam. God bless you. It was, at this time of year, I think we need to just spend a little bit of time and just think about people like that we've lost this year, especially, he was expecting his first child and who has now been born. I think Lillian, her name is, or Lily. And yeah, so just I'll be drinking this one, and thinking about that guy. I think it was a real loss because he was a lovely fella to have on the podcast, wasn't he?
He was, and it does put things into perspective a little bit. And whilst lots of people are out sort of celebrating, you do have to sort of just temper that a little bit with the tinge of reality, in as much as that there may be some people that are going through some tough times and stuff, and memories, and people have lost loved ones and stuff. And actually, you know what? He was a fantastic guest along with Della, and we send all of our wishes to sort of family and so on. But you're drinking that beer, and I've had just a little snifter of it, and I'm not a huge whiskey fan. People that watch the podcast and listen to podcasts regularly will know that. However, that is a bit of a beaut. It is a beaut. So I'm just drinking Le Chiffres, but I will raise a glass and just cheers, pal.
Indeed, rightly so. And just as a bit of a spoiler alert, this is a whiskey flavored beer. But Gaz, every year I've talked about, I make a gin at Christmas. I steep a gin, and I've got a little bit of it for you to taste.
Tonight?
Yeah,
tonight. Christ, I'm going to go and piss again.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
You do realize if I like it, I'll have more than a little snifter.
Absolutely, and it's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one.
Don't tell me that.
It's sweet cranberry.
So I've drank 2 8% beers already. So by the end of this episode,
and cinnamon, dude, you'll love it. You'll love it.
Okay, cool.
Christmas in a glass. So, yeah, we're going to be looking at what makes the perfect Christmas song. Okay, so "Step Into Christmas" by Elton John is 50 years old this year. That's mad, isn't it? That, can you imagine? You know what I mean? Can you remember back that time, rather, when songs used to be really, really super festive?
I thought you were going to say it's 50 years old today. Can you remember that? No, because I'm 50 years old, so I probably can't remember it. But look, it's weird because to me, the Christmas songs that I grew up listening to are the same Christmas songs that I listen to now. And actually, and I would argue this, for the last 10 years, maybe, there hasn't been a decent Christmas song because they're all pretty shit. Yeah, the ones you listen to are Mud and Elton John and Noddy and all, and all of those people, it's like, it's Christmas, and all of that. And it's like, actually, it's not Christmas until Noddy says, and it's the 1st of December. So
we can say it.
We can say it now. But yeah, like, just songs that you grew up to listen to at Christmas, and you think nowadays, who's done a recent Coldplay tried it, and it was The Darkness tried it. Leona Lewis tried it. So there's no decent current Christmas songs.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with you. So, Dave, surely Step Into Christmas was number 1, wasn't it?
Who? What?
Step Into Christmas by Elton John. Surely that was number 1, wasn't it, in 1973 when we were born?
Well, the fact you're asking it like that, I've got to say no, it was number 2.
Oh, he's not daft, is he? Because it wasn't number 2. It wasn't 2. But it's understandable it wasn't number 1 because We Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day by Wizard was released in the same year. Okay.
No, that's a classic.
So surely that one was number 1, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. No.
It wasn't number 1.
No.
How mad is that? Because Merry Christmas Everybody by Slade was number 1. Wizard was about 3 or 4. Elton John was about 24.
But it's incredible that those 3 that I would say synonymous with Christmas were all released in the same year. You'd have thought maybe 173, 174, 175, 176, and they just released Christmas songs at that time of the year.
Yeah.
Whereas for those to all appear in the charts all at the same time is incredible.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Dave, I'm scared to ask, rather, what is one of your favorite Christmas songs, or do you like any, or do you just hate them all?
I tried to ban them in the office, but I got overruled. I think there's they've come up with some rules about when you can and can't play them. I've tried to make it not on days that I'm in. Look, there's an awful lot of trash in modern music, so we can pretty much write off any song for the last 20 years anyway, the vast majority of them. But the Christmas songs, I think he has just summed it up. They're the ones, those you've just named. When they come on, you can't help but smile and think, oh, this is Christmas. Even what's the guy that died last week, Fairy Tale in New York.
Yeah,
was that the one?
Shane McGowan. Yeah.
That's brilliant. There's a few like that come on, and probably if you played them over the course of the next 3 or 4 weeks, there's probably 5 or 6 that I just resonate with as good Christmas songs that you can't help but smile and like. But beyond that, no, it's too much trash in there.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. But yeah, Fairy Tale in New York. Let's take that one first then, because obviously sad to hear of the passing of Shane McGowan, but and Kirsty MacColl obviously passed away.
I was going to say reunited with Kirsty MacColl, and they're probably tearing it up there now. Having an absolute hoot.
Probably, but they she passed away at Christmas time as well. But it's a very, very famous song. It is not a typically festive Christmas song, I wouldn't suggest, but it's much beloved probably by our generation. What do you make of that song? What do you make of the fact that it's controversial in some of the language that's used in it?
Well, obviously they use the word faggot in the original one, don't they? I'm assuming that's what you're on about. So, you scumbag, you maggot, you cheap, lousy faggot. Is that what the lyric was or something?
That's
and obviously, look, whether that language is acceptable nowadays or not, whether we should be going back and changing lyrics of songs that were potentially once acceptable and now are not, I don't know. I can't think. You know what? I keep trying to listen to what they say to replace that lyric, and I can't make my mind of what it says. I just grew up listening to that lyric. I like the song, whether you think he had a typically angelic singing voice or not, but what he was incredibly, and I mean incredibly good at doing is selling the story and selling the song.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously passed, and it's, we mentioned at the start of the podcast, it can be a terribly sort of dark time for some people, but it is one of my favorite ones. I do listen to it. I do enjoy it. Yeah,
I do as well, because I think the thing is, a lot of Christmas songs get labeled with that old cheesy tag. And I just feel with that one, it ain't a cheesy song. It's actually a good song as well. Yeah. It's a very entertaining song. It's very well sung. Like I say, it tells a story along the way. But it's a drunken rousing 2:30 on a Christmas Eve morning or maybe Christmas morning after it could be out on Christmas Eve.
Oh,
Rather.
sang that Walking on the Donkey Path and all sage you before now.
Exactly, and that's the time for that kind of song. And I just don't ever see another Christmas song being released. And I just wonder if there's something within our generation which is a little bit nostalgic, or maybe you get that with old age, that holds on to these things that perhaps I'd be interested to know. Do you think then? So Elton John, Step Into Christmas, and Wizard and Slade. Do you think 50 years from now people will still be listening to those songs?
100%. Because I genuinely think if you asked your kids, so I asked my kids, my kids are aged 18 and 16, name me a Christmas song. 100% guaranteed they name the songs that we've just mentioned. They don't talk about Leona Lewis. They don't talk about The Darkness. They don't talk about Coldplay. I'm trying to think who else has done a recent one. Can't think. But they don't mention any of them. They mention all the songs that we've been talking about. And I can guarantee if you mention it to your two kids, what's your favorite Christmas song? 100% they mention the songs that we've just mentioned. Now, whether or not that's because they grow up in a house and because you play those songs, they listen to those songs. But we grew up in a house where our mums and dads played those songs, so we listened to those songs. So there is that generational thing, but there just aren't any good recent Christmas songs. There just isn't, dude.
No.
Do you think with those songs, guys? You just said that we play it and our parents probably played it. I think it's probably more that the radio plays it.
Yeah.
And I wonder if the radio aren't going to keep playing the song if they don't think people want to listen to it. That's the first thing. But I wonder if all these other Christmas songs are being played, maybe equal number of times over a rolling time period, and we just don't even pick them out because they just don't stand out. So we don't even notice that they're being played.
And it might be that, and I don't know, and I'll show you my age now, but it might be that Radio 1 are playing a Christmas song that's been done by an R&B driller, whatever artist, and we just don't listen to it, whereas we listen to Heart FM or whatever, and they're playing Johnny Mathis or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you get the likes of Ariana Grande did Santa Baby, which is a different version.
Oh, that's a cover.
No, I think this is a slightly different one, actually, she did. So, yeah, it wasn't the one that Eartha Kitt sang. So the same name, but she did something. And to be fair, it's an okay song. I'll listen to it. It's festive. It's upbeat. So I can get on board with it. So, like I say, in terms of the newer stuff, there really, for me, isn't any. I don't think people do that kind of music anymore. Dave, you strike me as a man who plays Whamageddon. Do you play that game?
Whamageddon.
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 Oh, is that
surely
the first time you hear it, you have to smash something up or something? I don't know.
No, you can if you want.
You can if you want.
I think
that's a different game.
They might be alternative rules. So the idea is you try and avoid the song "Last Christmas" by Wham for as long as possible.
Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. I'm so far as I know, I've not heard it. But then, as I just said, I'll try and ban it from the office.
He doesn't listen to the radio on the way home. He doesn't listen to the radio on the way to work.
Our Radio 4 doesn't tend to play Christmas songs, to be fair.
No, I imagine it doesn't. No,
I don't think TalkSport does either. So I'm okay for the radio.
Listen, I'll listen to Wow. I ain't got a problem with that this time of year. But again, I think that is a fantastic song. It's upbeat, even though it's talking about a lost love, which all the best songs do. Unrequited love. I think it's a great song. And I don't understand people who play Whamageddon. It just seems to me a little bit of attention seeking on social media. To me, is what it seems. Dare I say it?
So we've joked a little bit about sort of Christmas songs and what would go in it and what wouldn't go in it. So what to you? What are the key? What does a Christmas song have to have? What the key constituents of a Christmas song then? What must it be like?
Do you know what, dude? It's a very, very good question. And I think I mentioned it a little bit earlier. I like songs with a feeling of nostalgia that's warm and takes me back to my childhood. And I picture those Christmases in the late 70s and early 80s where there seemed to be a never-ending pile of presents underneath the tree, wrapped in gaudy paper, and the baubles were made of plastic and glass and would break the second you got anywhere near them.
Yeah.
And anything that takes me back to that period in my life, because I think we'll all agree, you know, people will say to you, I think we've maybe said this before on the podcast, that your school days are the happiest days of your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And trust me, they are. Before you get the idea of what a mortgages and car payments is and bills and what have you, these are the happiest days of your life. You don't need to understand these things. You can just enjoy it. And then there's the magic, that the idea that Santa Claus is real.
Yeah.
Anything that can rekindle that in my mind and take me back to a time where I had faith in humanity and faith in people and faith that there is something out there that is good beyond all comprehension. That for me is what Christmas is all about. That's the Christmas spirit, and anything that can encompass that Christmas spirit. I listen to Elton John's Step Into Christmas. Am I an Elton John fan? No. But when I listen to that song, I feel he is a man who understands the magic of Christmas.
So I agree. I think that there has to be an element of taking you back to your childhood, and I'm trying to remember, and I don't know the exact age. Probably around 8, 9, 10, maybe. Where do you remember being a kid, and it was almost the last year that you realised Santa, and I won't say anything to spoil it for the kids that may be listening to the podcast, but you go back and I'm trying to remember what was the last year that I thought, oh, Santa's been, and it's Santa, and I don't know, but that feeling of that warmth, that love, that just, oh my God, he's brought the presents for me. They're just for me. You know what I mean? Just that sense of like, oh,
I'm
at 8, 9, 10. I don't know.
I don't know what I know what. Listen, it was my younger brother who told me. So you know, I was probably older.
You were probably 22.
Got back from the pub for this. But, yeah, and I'm in this wonderful time at the moment. My kids are 6 and 4. Until the 7 in January. I don't know how many more of those Christmases I've got.
An amazing time.
It's phenomenal. They are so excited.
Yeah.
We're doing the Elf on the Shelf at the moment, and they genuinely believe that guy flies back to the North Pole at night and comes back.
Yeah.
They believe it wholeheartedly. They believe it, and that for me is fabulous.
The other thing is, just while you're on that, is technology these days. So you've got the Santa tracker, so you can go on it, you can show where he is and all of that, and technology helps to a certain extent. But and when you have kids, Christmas it's such a magical, it's an amazing time, and we're all fathers, so we've all been through it. Your kids are slightly younger than mine in days, but you're going through it. Me and Dave have been through it. There's a lull, but I suppose the next time that you feel that is when you have grandkids. Do you know, when your kids have kids and and they're young? Because as much as you celebrate Christmas and being family, and the sense that it's Santa and it's Christmas, you don't get that when the kids get a bit older.
No.
So to go through that when the kids are young it's an amazing time.
No, I can't tell if he's emotional or he's got the windy pops.
Emotional?
It's windy pops. Dave. So what was it like for you, that transition from but I'm assuming your kids don't believe anymore, but from belief to non-belief? Was something lost then?
Well, Elf on the Shelf is still around our house. It did get lost for a few years, but made a reappearance this year. I think he forgot where we lived, but it just get moved around. Just move himself around. Is it lost? Oh, I don't know. I don't know, because I get what you're saying there, Gaz, about the sort of magic of opening the presents and stuff like that. But as I said earlier on, it's more for me about spending that special time. It's like, I don't know if that's just me and the man I work and stuff, but it's apart from the main sort of summer holiday, if you like, where I completely switch off. It's a time where nothing I want takes priority. Everything is about the kids. What do the kids want to do from start to finish? And it's just a mental switch in my head that sort of goes, because ordinarily a weekend like now, there's stuff you've got to do. You know, there's DIY, there's places you've got to go, things you've got to do. Once you get to that Christmas mode, my brain just kind of flips, and it's like, okay, kids, whatever, whether we're playing games, we're going for a walk, we're going to the cinema, we're cooking together, whatever, it's my brain just switches completely to I'm at your mercy sort of thing. And that, I think, is why I enjoy it so much. And that's always been the case, whether they've been, 2 and 3 or 15 and 16 like they are now.
Yeah, interesting.
It is. I completely take your point, Dave, and you're absolutely right. In as much as you get to Christmas and it's like, yeah, that bit of DIY or that bit of sanding or that bit of plastering or whatever it is, yeah, that can wait because it's Christmas, and it's almost as though not time stands still, but you'd almost want time to stand still because everybody enjoys it for what it is. Everybody, young and old, they just enjoy that period of time of celebrating the time that they have together, because that's what it is. Ultimately, Christmas is a celebration, and it's celebrating that time together where you can be together and you can not forget the world's ills and woes and all of that. But if you're fortunate enough to be able to celebrate Christmas, and we mentioned at the start of the podcast and stuff, some people aren't, but if you are able to do that, it's such a fantastic time that everything else just takes a back seat. It seems as though your worries have gone. And don't get me wrong, the third weekend in January where your credit card bill comes in, you're like, shit, but for that 2 weeks or 3 weeks over Christmas it is such a good time. Such a good time. And you get to meet family that you might not have hooked up with for a few months, or in some cases, some families, it's 12 months. It's the last time we saw you was last Christmas sort of thing. You know what I mean? So, Dave's right. It's just that time where it's a little bit of decompressed time. It's a little bit your time, but not just your time. It's your kids' time, and it's what they want. It's what they want to do, and you're just along for the ride, aren't you? That's what you're there. You just like whatever you want to do, kids. Just crack on.
So you said there you forget about the ills in the world. So I'm going to take you back to a Christmas I think might have been around about 1984 with Band-Aid. Do They Know It's Christmas? So that did the exact opposite.
Yeah.
And that is probably, I think it might still be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, it's one of the top 5 biggest selling songs of all time.
Yeah.
And that was Bob Geldof and Midge Ure, who did something quite wonderful there. And they embraced the Christmas spirit and actually said, it's about giving, and we want you to give because the people in Africa need our help this year. There's been an awful drought in the likes of Ethiopia and places like that. And they were really struggling. And they did a wonderful, wonderful thing for the world back then, didn't they? Does that song hold a special place in your heart? Is it full of Christmas cheer?
It isn't full of Christmas cheer, but it's Christmas. You hear that song, and there's so many, and I won't go through them, but there's so many poignant lines in that song that it does make you wonder. But what it does is it makes you wonder, and yet it makes you feel, sad for the people that aren't going through the time. But what it does do, it does make you cherish and appreciate what you do have, and whatever you have, whether it's a little or a lot, it does make you appreciate what you have, because it basically says there's always somebody out there that is sort of worse than you, sort of thing. So whatever you have, whatever little you have, there's always somebody worse. And I remember, they did a Live Aid concert and he swore live on TV, and I was, oh my God, Bob Geldof swore, and did you see that bit? And they played it back, and it's like, you fucking money, and whatever gives you fucking money, and it's like, oh my God. But what they did was almost like a shift change, because that song went from being just a decent song to that's the Christmas song, and every single, there aren't many people in the world that will not have heard that song.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Well, there probably are millions of people, but there's a vast majority of people in the world have heard that song, and that's your Christmas song.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'll tell you who stole it from him, Dave. I'll tell you who stole that title from him. Mariah Carey, didn't she? How do you feel about Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You? Because that one gets much maligned. People were cracking jokes in November about digging her out of the ice.
I think it's, I can't remember the lyrics, but that is one that's got a bit of a sort of whiny sort of feel to it. It's, I don't know. It just it doesn't land with me, that one. I don't know if it's just because it lacks a bit of 70s rock or something, but I'm not. I mean, I have just used my good friend GPT to get a list of the top 10 based on played on British radio, based on what we were saying a short while ago.
Go on.
And that does come out as number 1. All I Want for Christmas.
Mariah Christmas.
Mariah
love that
Christmas.
song.
Yeah, she thaws in November, and
Love
it's
it.
Mariah Christmas in
Love
December. And then you don't hear from her. She gets frosted up again in January.
Love that
isn't it?
song. That's Christmas for me, though.
Don't wanna.
Where's the eggnog?
So listen, because I got this top 10 on the list in front of me, then how many of that top 10 do you think have the word Christmas in the title?
Oh, that's interesting. 7.
7. Go on, just
5.
shout 5. Just shout out, see if you can get the top 10. Then go on, let's do it.
Step into Christmas.
Yeah, that's 1.
Do they know it's Christmas?
2,
Lonely this Christmas.
not there now.
Where's it going?
Merry Christmas, Everybody by Slade.
Yeah,
I think it's Merry Xmas. Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day by Wizard.
yeah,
Step Into Christmas, Elton John.
yeah. I think you might have had that twice, but yeah.
I don't think I did.
We talked about one about Armageddon or something.
Oh, Last Christmas.
Mm-hmm. And then we had one by the Pogues.
Fairy Tale in New York. That's not.
Yeah. That's the one at the top 10. Well, there's 2 at the top 10 that don't have the word Christmas, but another one has another word related to Christmas, and we mentioned it earlier. Ariana Grande,
Oh, Santa Baby.
Santa Tell Me, yeah. And then Michael Bublé.
Mickey Bubbles.
So
Remember that one?
Michael Bublé would be
It's beginning to look
to look a
of
lot
course.
like Christmas.
And then somebody else's name I don't know, Brenda Lee.
Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Christmas tree.
Yeah, rocking around the Christmas tree. Yeah,
Rocking around the Christmas
Merry
tree. Happy holiday.
Oh yeah, I know it now. And then Merry Christmas Everyone's actually got down here by Shakin' Stevens. I think you gave a different artist album.
Oh no, Slade, and then there's the Shaky
Yeah,
did
yeah.
different. Merry Christmas,
Yeah.
everyone.
So that
Snow's falling,
All around us, children playing,
having fun.
There you go. You see, that's that.
Tis the season,
Right.
love and understanding. Merry Christmas, everyone.
And folks, I
Yeah,
didn't
sorry,
join
Karen,
in on that for obvious reasons.
TBR does Christmas,
Yeah,
But I
Bottle
thought I'd
that
just
one
mention.
next year's number 1.
and the gins to come. Yeah.
I thought I'd mention it because with the title of the episode called "Writing the Perfect Christmas Song," based on that,
Okay.
you know, there's 8 Christmases, a Santa, and a Fairy Tale of New York out of the top 10. So Christmas in the title does seem to be a bit of a predominant theme. If it's going to
So
be
Santa does Christmas in New York would be an absolute belter then.
Yeah,
I like that.
I tell you what, it's more groundbreaking stuff. This is like episode 200. Me and Gaz listed animals that breathe air. now Dave's telling us that Christmas songs
Have the word Christmas
in it.
Who'd have thunked it?
Tell you what,
I tell you what.
it's no wonder we're popular.
Every day's a learning day, folks, on TBR Radio.
Oh, fucking hell. That's ruined everybody's Christmas.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, John. Yeah. I'm an Arsenal fan. My brother's a West Ham fan. Hopefully West Ham are getting beat somewhere. Merry Christmas. So we've established then, if we're going to write the perfect Christmas song, it needs to have the word Christmas in it. Yeah.
Christmas, yeah.
It needs to be full of nostalgia.
Upbeat or not?
I think it needs to be upbeat. It needs to be upbeat, but the nostalgia brings it back round and keeps you grounded. Do you not think?
I've just a memory that isn't a great one. It was when we in fact, Dave, you might have been there. You were definitely there. We had our band and we tried to write a song and there was a lyric called, was it Chicken Duck Turkey Pie?
Chicken Duck and Turkey Pie, yeah.
You must have been there, Dave. Did you play the drums?
I did play the drums on some of them, or Sid might have played drums. I played bass or drums. I can't remember. Mixed it up. I think Sid might have played the drums.
So what we did was, folks, so we all decided, so we wrote a lyric, folded it over, and then wrote another lyric, folded it over, and then said, right, the third line has to rhyme with the second line. So we gave them like the last word of the line or something. And then we ended up with like chicken, duck, turkey, pie as one of the lines.
We did.
Don't remember what the line was before, don't remember what the line was after, but I remember that line, folks.
We did. But we've been asked a question, though. How did These Are a Few of My Favourite Things become a Christmas song?
It wasn't no, Sound of Music. Raindrops and roses.
It's definitely Julie Andrews, isn't it? Yeah. We'll do a rendition of it on the on episode 205.
These are a few. That's Sound of Music, isn't it?
Yeah. I tell you what, I'm not looking forward to playing this back and editing it tomorrow night. I'm not going to lie with our singing on it. I might take that.
You've got to keep singing, in.
Oh, I'll leave
Come
it all.
on.
I'll leave it all in. My editing is minimal.
I don't know whether has it become a Christmas song.
I don't know, to my knowledge.
I don't know. Maybe you need to just message us in and say why you think it has become a Christmas song.
Yeah, we'd be intrigued. We'd be intrigued to know. So we've been keeping these episodes to around about the half-hour mark. I will just say this, bringing it back down to earth before we crack the Christmas gin open. Last year's Christmas episode, which I think was episode 152 or something like that, might be 150. We did the Malcott murder, and that one was probably one of our most popular episodes of 2022. And it was very much out of the general beat of things that we tend to do over Christmas. And I think it's because it was so different that it's resonated.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting messages and emails to this day. I think I had one a week ago where somebody listened to it and shared their opinion on it. So I'll be sharing that one over the Christmas festivities over the period, so you guys can hopefully listen in and hopefully it will just jog somebody's memory. That's my goal with that one. I don't want to make a difference, but I do think it is one that a difference needs to be made.
Yeah.
So festive period this time. Tell us. Oh, hang on a second. We've had a reply. Often played in the US around Christmas time. Must have something to do with brown paper packages tied up with strings. Makes sense.
She also has
things.
Yeah, including sleigh bells, snowflakes, and silver white winters.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fair. There you go. There's your answer there, Paul. And I guess the thing is, anything with nostalgia like that makes you think of your favourite things. Let's be honest, it's all tied up in a Christmas bow, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's tied up at Christmas time.
Because I think that's the time of the year that you reminisce. As we've done in the previous episode to this, we look back. We look back at things we've done. And we also look forward to things that we're about to do and celebrate the things that we're thankful for. And we look forward to things that are yet to come. So, yeah, absolutely.
100%. And I guess that's all tied up with Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol. You know, when you think about the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future. And those are the things that we think about at Christmas. It's a time to reminisce. It's a time to spend with family. It's a time for giving, a time for forgetting, a time for forgiving, and a time for forgetting. There you go. Lovely little bit of Cliff Richard. There's a man who's not got to mention yet in the podcast. So we're going to tie this up now. I have made a Christmas gin, as I do every year. I'm very pleased with this year's output. So this that myself and Gaz are about to enjoy is a steeped gin. It's made with cranberries, demerara sugar, cinnamon, and clementine peel, and it's got a kick to it, dude. I'll just warn you, but just let me know what you think of it.
Looks a bit like vinegar for those listening on Spotify.
It's not like vinegar, mate. It's Christmas in a glass. It's like a mince pie in a glass.
Actually, that's really good, dude.
I'm pretty pleased with this year's output.
That's really good.
I know. Last year I did kiwi and cucumber, and it was something akin to sick.
Oh, actually, you know what?
Nice.
You just get. You have a little bit, and then there's just that slight aftertaste, that afterburn. Not horrendous.
No.
That's good.
I know. I'm pretty pleased with that one. I don't know what percentage is it.
If you like Benelin, it's absolutely marvelous.
yeah. This is. Dave, you could have done with this last week. You got rid of your COVID.
No. Joking aside, folks. Joking aside, it is actually very, very pleasant.
So that brings us to the end of our Christmas special. We're going to be doing a New Year special next week. We're going to be doing, I think it's Room 101 next week. We're going to be recording.
Love Room 101.
And then Dave is going to making his debut on Come At Me Bro round 3.
Yeah, oh, yeah. See, I hope you're looking for. It's one of those things that Come At Me Bro started off as a bit of a laugh, but actually has gained momentum and has been built into an absolute behemoth of an episode. So I'm really
highlight of the year.
I really look forward to Come At Me Bro. Dave, if you don't know what you're in store for, you need to do your research, dude, because it's a belting episode.
Is this the one where you take some famous people and you say who's going to win in a fight, and you can pull a random weapon?
Yeah, tool them up. So last year, I think we had Warwick Davis versus Hasbulla, or whatever it was.
I did, and that was a gem.
That
was the
absolute gem.
The perfect scenario that would be for us all to enjoy. So that's what we got coming over the next couple of weeks. If you're listening on the audio, if you're watching on the live stream, guess what? You got both of those bad boys next week. So, Gaz, did you want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas?
Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas,
Dave.
Merry Christmas, folks, and enjoy it as best you can. It's a special time, and if you can get through it in one piece and have fun at the same time, then all power to you.
That's it. I would totally agree with everything that these guys have said. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the time if you can. I promise you, make the most of it. Keep a little bit of Christmas in your heart every day, and look forward to the next one when it comes around. But don't wish your time away, folks. Please, please, please make the most of it. And Merry Christmas.